Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is the first part in a 12-part series on Astrological Sun Signs. My name is Nikki, aka Queen of Carrots. I apologize for the raspiness in my voice. I do have a little bit of, I don't know if it's allergies or cold, so pardon me. I'll be taking you through all 12 of the sun signs in the zodiac. I'll be talking about the characteristics of each one, all the way from Aries to Pisces. Now, this is about the sun sign. There are other astrological placements. I will do other series on those, but the first series is just purely on sun signs. And even if you don't believe in astrology, it can be kind of fun anyway, or you can look at them as merely archetypes, different personality types or archetypes that individuals embody. Sun has really to do with the personality, the identity of an individual, how they identify themselves, their overall personality. The first sign of the zodiac is Aries. It is the first house. It rules the first house. And Aries is associated with the symbol of the ram, the animal, the ram. It's ruled by the planet Mars. And it is associated with the element fire. It's a fire sign. Number one is a very appropriate position for Aries because Aries likes to be number one. They are a very forward moving, energetic, confident, bold, brazen, courageous personality type. I would say that when an Aries walks into a room, you will feel that they have a very a very self-assured quality about them. They know who they are. They're unapologetic about who they are. It actually can be quite refreshing. Aries, in a sense, has almost a childlike quality to them. I'm not saying they're childish, but it's childlike in the authenticity of their personality. Because Aries is the first sign. If you look at it in the broader sense of the evolution of one's consciousness, first, when we're a baby, when we're first born, we don't really understand or recognize the distinction between ourselves, the individual, and the mother. It's as though we're one. And then, in the early stages of development, there's a point in which, in our psychological development, that we realize that we are, in fact, an individual. And we have our own identity. It's an identity that is, we are separate from others. We are separate from the mother. And so, in essence, Aries is the realization of self, as embodied, the realization of self, of having a unique identity, an individuality, independence. And so that's why the Aries energy so strongly embodies that. They really know who they are, and they're very comfortable in their own skin, and they're very unapologetic about who they are. They have an authenticity that is childlike in its purity. And so they show up exactly as they are. They are very outspoken about their opinions, about what they want, about what they're going after, and they don't really hold back. So they have quite a bold energy, and there's a certain fearlessness. Now, taken to an extreme, you might say, on the flip side, because every sign has its healthy expression, its expression in the highest kind of vibration. And then, of course, there can be, on the flip side, there can be some qualities that might be a little bit more challenging, let's say. And so this confidence and this boldness and this saying what you think and not being afraid to tell it like it is, at times and maybe in a more unhealthy expression, can be maybe could be a bit abrasive, um, or combative, because Aries is not afraid of competition. They are a very competitive sign, and they are not afraid to go head to head with other people. It doesn't really, conflict is not really a disruptor for them. In fact, it could be a motivation for them. They can actually enjoy competition, if whether it be friendly, whether it be a real competition, whether it be even some degree of conflict, because they're ruled by the planet Mars, and the planet Mars is a planet of war, actually. Now, this doesn't mean that Aries is going out there looking for a fight all the time, but you know, you do need your warriors in this world, and Aries are warriors. And we need people like that in this world. We need people that are not afraid to go to bat, to stand up to stand up to for something that's important, to say what they think. We do need people like that who have that level of courage. We do need people that can go to battle. And so Aries, on one hand, can make the best of allies. They can also be a formidable enemy, because they're not afraid to go to battle for what they believe in and what they stand for. And they will take a very, very firm stand when it comes to things that they believe in. They're also trailblazers. They are pioneers. They are leaders. They like to be at the forefront of things. They're not afraid to lead others and to take on that responsibility, and to pave the way for others. They will boldly go where no man or woman has gone before. So that's very much an Aries energy. It's a planet of being that Mars is also about action, okay? So it's not just the planet of war, but that particular placement in the chart, okay? And what that planet actually represents is also action, it's sexuality, it's energy. It's the energy that fuels us. So Aries is very much a planet of action. They are doers. They do first and think later. Now, sometimes this can, as I said, there's a flip side to every sign. There's the positive, more, I don't want to say positive, but perhaps more healthy expression of an energy. And then sometimes there can be other less healthy or more extreme expressions of that energy that could bear consequences. And for Aries, boldly going where no man or woman has gone before can be a wonderful trait, because we do need people that are fearless, and we do need people that are willing to take action, especially, let's say, in an emergency situation. Aries will know what to do. They can act very fast. Okay, they can respond to situations in a very quick and efficient and pragmatic fashion. And we need people like that. We need that energy in the world. Now, where it could be a little bit problematic or challenging is, say, if they're jumping headfirst into something before thinking, and they get into trouble, or they cause a mess, or they cause some trouble in their own lives or in the lives of other people because they took action without thinking about it. And that sort of amounts to like a certain impulsiveness. Okay, they could be very impulsive. Healthy competition is a good thing, but sometimes being too combative can also be an unhealthy expression. You know, you're maybe pushing too many buttons, let's say, with other people or situations. Maybe your outspokenness could offend certain individuals. And so when you're dealing with an Aries, you have to think about that. You have to know, you can appreciate their authenticity. You have to understand that they are, they speak their mind. They're not actually intentionally trying to hurt other people. It's just their nature. And this is another component to understanding sun signs, is that it can help you to be a little bit more empathetic to the nature of other people. That this is who they are. This is their personality. And Aries is outspoken. They say what they think. They are bold. They are brave. And you can appreciate those qualities and maybe not take so much offense if they say what they think in a way that might be a bit on the abrasive side, because It's honest. You know, they're just being honest, quite frankly. And it's not like they're necessarily trying to hurt your feelings. But if you're a more sensitive sign, a more sensitive person, you might take offense to it. And so, you know, you have to consider that and who you choose to surround yourself with as well. So having these insights about different archetypes and different personalities, or if you believe in astrology, sun signs, it can help you. It can kind of give you some psychological insight. Now, even if an Aries is a bit more subdued, and you will find Aries that are a bit more subdued or a bit more placid, and that might be because they have other influences in their chart or other planets that are aspecting their sun in a way that it kind of subdues the fire of the Aries, because Aries is a very fiery sign. They are very sassy people. So if you meet an Aries that does not fit that stereotype, it might be because of other aspects, but I think you will still notice that there is something very authentic about how they show up in the world. It's kind of like what you see is what you get. And this is a quality that I really love about Aries, that there really isn't a whole lot of facade. They show up as they are, and you really feel their energy as a very raw kind of, authentic is the best word to describe it, but it's very, it's actually very pure, and that's where the kind of childlike component comes in. Not that they're immature, they're not, but the childlike quality of not putting on airs, because children show up exactly as they are. They are not yet worried about what people think about them. And Aries, because as the first sign of the zodiac, they maintain this quality. They don't care what other people think about them. They are who they are. They tell you like it is. They are not going to sugarcoat things for other people. And so this can be very refreshing in a way, because it also gives other people permission to be who they are. When somebody shows up authentically as who they are and they say what they think and they don't sugarcoat it, it also gives, it kind of is very liberating to the people around them to kind of say what they think as well. So there's also that about Aries. It's a wonderful quality is they give themselves a lot of permission to be themselves, and that also in turn gives other people permission to be who they are. So that's a wonderful gift of Aries. So that's all I'm going to say about Aries for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and the next sign that I will be talking about is Taurus. And if you know an Aries, give them a big hug. They are a very loving and generous sign. Maybe I'll say a couple more things about them. They are a very loving and generous sign, and they are not afraid to show how they feel about other people as well, because as I said, they're very expressive. And so you will another thing I really love about Aries is that you will know where you stand with an Aries. They are not going to bullshit you. They will tell you how they feel and think about you. And so if they tell you that they like you, they really like you. And if they tell you they can't stand you, well, they really can't stand you. So you will always know where you stand with an Aries. And if they're pissed off at you, here's another component to Mars. You know, Mars is an angry kind of fiery planet of war. So Aries is very in touch with their feelings and with their anger, and their feelings exist very much on the surface. So whatever they're feeling is going to be right there on the surface. It's going to be in your face. It's going to be raw. It's not going to pull any punches. It's right there on the surface. So they get angry very quickly, and they also cool down very quickly. There's other signs, they have a really hard time expressing their anger. They might be brooding and holding on to it for a long time. They can hold on to resentments for a long time. Aries does not hold on to resentments for a long time. They get pissed off, they tell you about it in the moment, and then they're over it. They have a short memory about those things because they just get it out in the moment. Now, for some people, again, that could land on a very abrasive level, because they shoot from the hip. Like, I would say that Aries has a kind of very lower chakra energy. It's like they shoot from the hip. And so if they're pissed off at you, or something rubs them the wrong way, or they're moved by something, it goes both ways. It's not necessarily just that they're angry. They feel something in the moment. They feel inspired in the moment. Whatever it may be, they're going to address it in the moment. They're very in the moment. Again, there's that childlike quality of the Aries that is very moment to moment in their feelings and in the expression of their feelings. It's not a feeling sign, okay? It's fire is about again, it's the element of fire. So fire, it's not like a Pisces who is so in their feelings, but it's like really watery and gushy. Aries, no. Aries is no nonsense. It comes out very straightforward and to the point, whatever they're feeling. But they're connected to their feelings moment to moment, and it comes out in the moment. It's not going to be, oh, we'll talk about this later. They feel it, they say it, they let you know. It's feeling and then action. It's thought and then action, because it's the most action oriented sign of the zodiac because of the fact that its ruler is Mars. So there's not a lot of space between the thought and the action. They're doers. And like I said, we do need people, we need all the different elements and all the different energies in the world to balance things out. So this is what Aries brings to the table. They bring their qualities. And I appreciate you, Aries, for that. My mom is an Aries, and she is. They're very strong. Also, I think about the Aries that I know, and they're very strong and resilient individuals. They can. They're survivors because they have that warrior energy. They can overcome things in a way that is extremely awe-inspiring and fearless. And so it's a wonderful quality. We appreciate you, and I hope you appreciated and enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you again soon.